Well, looky here, streaming live. Thanks for joining us. We're calling it Daybreak Plus on KVUE Plus, streaming for free on your television. I'm Brian Mays. Hannah Rucker is here doing just about everything for us this morning. Casey Sherman also covering a lot of issues this morning in the Weather Center. Boy, it's been an interesting morning in the Weather Center.
Couple days, huh?
I mean, since Memorial Day, we're talking about, we've had these rounds of thunderstorms. Of course, that one that really packed a punch on Wednesday, and then another round this morning. But thankfully, we have not had any severe thunderstorms out of the line that moved through this morning. So
heavy rainfall.
Heavy rainfall. It's been creating a lightning threat, but for most of us, yeah, it's just been some heavy but needed rain across the area, and a lot of us actually beginning to see things dry out now as this continues to roll off to the east. We have that weather impact alert that's now coming to a close as the line of thunderstorms now continues to push eastward. The strongest part of the storm system, it's out of here. We're still tracking a steady rain for Lee County, Bastrop County, and Caldwell County. Looking at some light to moderate rain, but the I-35 corridor has since dried on out. So Austin waking up to dry start. Round Rock, Georgetown now dry after you had some loud thunderstorms that rolled through last night between about 4:30 to 5 o'clock. So very, very early this morning. A lot of us, maybe you even woke up because of those thunderstorms a little bit early on this Friday. Still have wet conditions though. Giddings, Lexington to Bastrop, and also out towards Fayette County, LaGrange, still seeing some light to moderate rain, but those thunderstorms with the bulk of the lightning now out of our area. Nevertheless, we still have these flood advisories ongoing for Blanco County into parts of Travis County, just southern portions of Williamson County, and also Hayes County through at least 8 a.m. the next hour or so. These are the areas that you'll really need to watch out for ponding on roadways, and of course those low water crossings. Also take caution there, as we already had, of course, all the rain earlier this week. The additional rainfall only aggravating that flooding risk from the thunderstorms that we had this morning. Cold front to the north of us will continue to work its way south as we head through this morning, and what that's going to do is push out the thunderstorms. High pressure builds behind it, and then those rain chances will be dropping as we head into the remainder of your Friday. We'll be mainly dry for your Friday afternoon. I still think we'll be looking at a decent amount of cloud cover sticking around, so it's not going to be one of those fronts that kind of completely clears out all the moisture with those clouds clearing out quickly. We will still have a mostly cloudy sky, but for your Friday afternoon, Friday evening plans, you should be nice and dry. Temperatures behind the front will be a little bit cooler. We're back down into middle 80s for your high temperatures today, and the quieter weather pattern, it sticks around as we head into the weekend. I'll have a check-in on that weekend forecast and show you when we could see the return of more activity yet again. That's coming up. But right now we're going to check in on that morning commute with Hannah.
Thank you, Casey. We could use a little quiet, and I'll tell you what, we still have folks that have been sitting in the dark for several days, but now we have some new people that are feeling those power outages because of the system this morning. We now have some new down power lines across the area. So once again, kind of been ebbing and flowing these last couple days. We also still have a developing situation here involving the fire department on off of William Cannon, I-35 in that service road there. Typical slowdowns there. So no crazy crashes in that stretch right now. Here's some new down power lines. So once again, this is just east of I-35 in East Austin, and this is on Hargrave Street at 12th Street. And, you know, certainly going to be feeling those power outages this morning there. And then we do also have a new crash in the Manda area, just north of Main or north of 290 there on Manda Carlson Road. And then here's a new down power line as well. And that is not too far from Camp Mabry, just south of the Austin Heart Center, just east of Mopac. And that is on Mole Drive at Harris Boulevard. yard. So definitely feeling that. And it's steamy out there, so not comfy to be sitting in that right now.
No doubt about that. Hannah, I want to know what your steps were for the morning. You've been all over this studio, from anchoring to traffic. She's been out in the parking lot, I think.
I'm a little birdie.
Parking cars. She's been doing everything here this morning. Great work as always.
Thank you.
People across Austin still cleaning up, of course, from Wednesday's storms. Knocked out power to a lot of you out there. Currently, 14,531 Austin Energy customers without power. That's 330 active outages. They're working hard to get that back up, but it's a big job. Of course, that is an improvement from 24 to 30 hours ago when 30,000 customers in the Austin Energy bracket there did not have power because of these storms. Now, the storm did flood some areas, ripped down some fences, knocked over some trees, some street signs. Look at the damage left behind here. Even roofs were injured in this. Goats, though, were not. Elliot Morgan lives in East Austin. Those are his goats. They appear to enjoy the snacks left behind by the debris in the yard. The storm broke some windows, though, at his home, even flooded part of his home.
Just started hailing so hard it cracked his windshield, and then got home and was thankful to see that my animals were good and everybody was safe, and just been cleaning everything up and dealing with it, and thankful at the end of the day. Could be much worse.
The man's got perspective for sure. Crews, as you see there, still working around the clock to restore power to all of those who are without it still this morning. That's becoming a drag, I'm sure. How about some sports news for the weekend? Texas baseball getting ready for the first game of the Austin NCAA Baseball Regional. Starts today. Now, you remember this happened on Wednesday. The storm damaged the center field fence and the batter's eye that extends up from the center field fence at Dishfalk Field. Crews got right to work. I mean, right to work. Within the hour, they were already out there cleaning up and installing that new fence. So everything's back to normal pretty much. First pitch is on. Texas taking on Houston Christian today. First pitch at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Kansas State, UT San Antonio play the other game in the regional. They'll start at 6 tonight.
And it is 7:08 on this Friday morning. And more local news here. 4 teenagers are now charged for the March murder of InfoWars reporter Jamie White. The 36-year-old was shot and killed in the parking lot of a Southeast Austin apartment complex. I remember we had a news crew there that morning. Police say he tried to stop the suspects from trying to break into his car, and they shot him. 2 17-year-olds and 2 15-year-olds are from Austin, and now they're facing capital murder charges. Detectives say they used surveillance video as well as license plate readers and cell phone data to identify them.
Instead, we believe this is a very unfortunate and tragic series of senseless events involving the 4 individuals who obviously have no value for human life.
Police say everyone allegedly responsible is now in custody.
That's good to hear. 2 bills that could save millions of Texans, hundreds of dollars in property taxes heading to the governor's desk now. Senate Bill 4 raises the homestead exemption from $100,000 to $140,000. For example, if your home is valued at $400,000, you would only pay school district property taxes on $260,000 of that home's value. Lawmakers say this will save the average homeowner about $500 per year. They also passed Senate Bill 23, which will increase the homestead exemption by another $60,000 for seniors and people with disabilities, bringing the total exemption for seniors and those with disabilities to $200,000. The bill is passed with bipartisan support.
And an $8.5 billion public school finance bill is on its way to Governor Greg Abbott's desk. Yesterday, the House voted to concur with the Senate's changes to House Bill 2. The bill includes a $55 increase to the basic allotment, which is the amount of money school districts get per student from the state. So it creates new allotments for teacher pay and other basic costs. The author of the bill says altogether, the total allotment increase is about $400 per student. Opponents argue the allotment needed to be increased by nearly $1,400 to keep up with inflation since 2019. And another local news today, a couple in Wimberley is making sure that service workers have a safety net for when times get tough.
Thinking about other people. What a concept. Last month, the owners at the Wimberley Cafe launched a relief fund. Now, this fund is meant to provide direct financial support to service industry workers facing unexpected hardship.
It happens. KVUE's Jessica Chaw made it down to beautiful Wimberley to talk to them about this resource and why there's a need for this. Good morning, Jessica.
Yeah, good morning, Hannah. So I spoke with Jay Bachman, who owns a few businesses in downtown, and how he wanted to launch the Wimberley Service Industry Relief Fund out of his desire for the town to be as great of a place to work in as it is to live in. He says in a small town, you have to take care of your own, even when times get tough. Now, Bachman says the service industry is the third biggest employer in town, other than the school district and the grocery store. And he employs 85 to 100 people at his restaurants at any time himself. He says that means there's a lot of service-facing people working to bring a smile to a customer's face who could be going through something and suffering silently. Now, whether it's a medical emergency or a flat tire, Bachman says he wants there to be a security blanket for employees to fall back on if you need the help in unforeseen circumstances.
And we all have hiccups in our lives, and we all need something to fall on. We all need a support group. Not all of us have that built-in support group. I'm fortunate, I do. And I want to build a longer table and feed more people and be able to serve this community the very best way that I can.
Bachman says money for the fund comes from donations from fellow business owners and the community. He says they get a new donation about every day. And you don't even have to live in Wimberley to qualify. You just have to work in the city. And Bachman says the relief fund has already helped 3 people in the month this program has been online. And if you want to learn more about it, we'll have a link to the website in this article on KVUE.com. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, Brian and Hannah, but they had these jars in each of his restaurants that you can just, put in $5, $10 and help the same person who served you your breakfast.
Imagine where we would be as a society if we had, that mentality. It's like, I like what you said. I mean, it's kind of a dying art, man, taking care of each other. It's like that used to be the standard, and I feel like that's kind of withered away over the years.
We're trying to preserve it in Wimberley out there.
It's a good thing, and I get tired of people that say, well, they should just pay them more money. They should just do this and this. Okay, it's great to say that, but then everybody goes to a restaurant. Everybody depends on these service workers or whoever it is in the restaurant or in, working on the roads or whatever it is to be there when they need them. So this is a good way to pay them back.
It is.
Right?
They rely on tips a lot, too. It's tough.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jessica, for that wonderful story in Wimberley.
I love Wimberley, by the way.
Me too. The water out there, you got to go to Blue Hole. It's beautiful out there. All right, y'all, a big boost for women's pro softball. Major League Baseball is investing in a new softball league.
That was cool, wasn't it?
Whoa, we're on a skateboard here.
That's right. We're on a skateboard and we're having a good time. This includes airing ball games and bringing more attention to the league and the athletes in the league. ABC's Andrea Fujii has this story.
It's a landmark investment in women's sports.
The biggest news in our pro softball history. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, has announced that Major League Baseball will now be backing and partnering with the AUSL. You guys, this is massive.
Major League Baseball buying a more than 20% stake in the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, known as the AUSL, a pro women's softball league launching next month. The investment coming with interest in women's sports skyrocketing in recent years, fueled by stars like Megan Rapinoe in soccer.
Clark, step back 3, knocks it down!
And Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. TV ratings for certain women's college basketball and women's World Cup games have surpassed the men's. Revenue from elite women's sports nearly doubled last year to more than $1.8 billion and is expected to hit nearly $2.5 billion this year.
Yeah, we've tried in the past to get it going. This feels different as we build towards the Olympics in 2028, and you get the vibe that they want to use the Olympics as well as a springboard, just like the WNBA did back in the late 90s. To really jumpstart their pro league.
The new league will start with 4 teams. The commissioner will be former Miami Marlins general manager Kim Ng, who was the first female general manager in Major League Baseball history. MLB's commissioner calls this a watershed moment for women's sports.
We think we can help them not only financially, but in terms of exposure and engagement. We're excited about the whole thing.
Major League Baseball will promote the league with games on the MLB Network and ESPN. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Now, you saw some of the highlights there in that story. The Texas women's softball team playing in the Women's College World Series as we speak. Well, not as we speak, but they're in Oklahoma City currently. They won yesterday over Florida in the game you just saw in that story, 3-0 with 3 home runs. The Texas softball team now plays in the winner's bracket game at the World Series tomorrow. They'll face Oklahoma. Those Sooners are back. And that winner's bracket game, if you want to watch it, KVUE is the place to be. KVUE, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, softball, Texas versus Oklahoma. Hannah, that should be a fun one.
It's going down. Those ladies are going to get them. I know it. Thank you so much. It is 7:17 on this fine Friday morning. We're crawling to the end of the work week here. And something I'm very passionate about here at KVUE is advocating for local children in Texas foster care. And in case you didn't know, there's actually more than 30,000 children in Texas foster care in the state of Texas. And around 2,000 of those children, they live right here in our neighborhoods. And every week here, I feature a different child in Texas foster care in the hopes of helping them to potentially find a forever family. We've seen it happen before. So for this week, meet Tristan.
Hello, I'm doing a story about Tristan today.
I'm Tristan.
This is Tristan. He's a bright and bubbly 9-year-old boy in Texas foster care. And as you can quickly tell, his playful and engaging personality is pretty hard not to fall in love with.
Again, okay, ready? Help me zip it. Can you zip that back up? Good job. There it goes.
I met Tristan for a day in the sunshine, and he immediately had a deep curiosity with our news camera. Longtime KVUE photographer John Gusky had fun showing Tristan how the news equipment works.
How about that, huh?
Tristan's caseworker says Tristan has a lot of wonderful qualities that make him pretty special.
Tristan is a really hard worker. He shows a really great empathy. He's doing so well at school building relationships.
And he says Tristan has a unique way of communicating, and a forever family that is patient will be key.
This kiddo works so hard to communicate with the world. He just needs somebody who's willing to work just as hard to communicate with him.
Tristan also has some cute quirks. For instance, he loves water bottles.
Are we going to a live report from Tristan?
Hello?
Hello, Tristan.
I wonder about those.
How many water bottles would you want?
100.
100.
What about those? What about those? What about those? Thank you. Bye.
There's so many notes here. Okay, yeah, so he loves the number 100. And at first I thought he was thirsty. I go, do you need a water bottle to drink? He goes, no. And they go, he likes to play with them. He likes to count them. And the same thing with the balls, and he likes to play in the yard. And, what a wonderful boy. And so Tristan, he loves the outdoor activities. The fresh air does him good. And, he does love dinosaurs as well, which is wonderful, and those different yard games. And, of course, to learn about adopting Tristan, you can look for the story on KVUE.com/foreverfamilies later this morning. But as y'all know, I have a lot of fun, meeting these kids every week. Each of them has their own beautiful personality. We try to, meet them and have some fun. And then I think the sweetest thing there was seeing Gusky. I haven't seen Gusky smile like that in ages. He was like a blossoming flower. I go, Gusky.
He was having fun. Tristan looks like the kind of young man that is interested and curious.
He is.
He was very curious, it seemed, with the camera, with the things that were going on with the shoot there. That was neat to see.
And that'll serve him well in life. But yeah, he was just tinkering around. He started digging through all the little bags. I was like, here's a tripod, here's this.
There you go, yeah.
And it's wonderful. So what a week it's been.
And he grabbed that microphone with such confidence.
Right?
Picture, TV.
I would love to see that. Sweet little
Right
Tristan.
here.
I know. He could have a future in it. We love to see it. And of course, this morning we're still talking about, these storms that have moved through. I know you said you had a friend just text you in the Triangle neighborhood that they're still sitting in the dark. And I know a lot of people are.
They are. I mean, these storms make it rough. I was just thinking about my friend last night. A lot of them probably opening up those windows, trying to get some fresh air in. But of course, then we've got the storms that roll through. But the good news is we are done with the storms for a lot of us across the area. I-35 corridor, you're done with it for a while. He'll country, done with the storms for a while. We're watching the last little bit of it kind of track out through areas like Fayette County, Lee County, coastal plains. And then I think in the next couple hours, we should be dry across the region and get ready for what's going to be a pretty pleasant Friday.
So the baseball game starts at 1. Sunshine. Should I put on plenty of sunscreen? What should I wear? Shorts? Should I?
The important questions. You know, it's going to be a little bit cloudier still for the rest of today. So I would say, I mean, sunscreen's always a good idea.
Sure.
If it's cloudy, right? It's not going to be bright sunshine by this afternoon, but kind of more clouds compared to sunshine.
And then I'm intrigued in this cold front. You know, once again, we live in Texas when we're excited about the 90s again. So.
Yeah, right. I know.
That's right. No doubt about it.
Should be feeling good.
All right. Thanks again for joining us on Daybreak Plus. Now, we're not done just yet. We've got to take a quick weather traffic update live on our television side. The TV audience, they're still there. I think they're watching GMA or some nonsense right now. We'll get back to you with more local news coming up on KVUE Plus in just about 3 or 4 minutes. So stay where you are. Go get you a cup of coffee, and we'll be back.
Stick around a while. Can't get rid of us.
Yeah.
It is finally Friday here in Austin, Texas, and it's been a tough couple days for our community. We still have some folks that are sitting in the dark today because of power outages, and this new system that's moved in this morning has caused some new lines to go down. So it's just been kind of a mess out there. As far as the roads are concerned, the roads are slick as we had those rounds of heavy rain moving across. We still have a developing situation involving the fire department off of William Cannon in South Austin. Slowdowns as usual there, but anytime we get this rain, it just really slows things down. On top of that, here's some fallen power cables. This is new as of this morning, Hargrave Street at 12th Street. So once again, we had people that were already sitting in the dark, and then now some new folks sitting in the dark. So this is a new crash as well north of Manor on the Amanda Carlson Road, causing some slowdowns there. And then here's another new round of down power cables, and this is just east of Mopac, south of Camp Mabry, not too far from the Austin Heart Center. All right, Casey, what are those storms doing with us now?
Well, you know, they're almost out of our area. We've got, I think, another just under 2 hours before this completely clears the far eastern part of Fayette County. Notice the I-35 corridor dry. We're still tracking a steady rain, though, if you're out across the coastal plains. LaGrange up towards areas like Giddings, still seeing that steady rain come down. Bastrop, you're now beginning to dry things up as this line continues to shift off towards the south and east. Again, putting a timer on kind of the back edge of where this line starts. It'll be out of here, out across eastern Fayette County by the next hour and a half or so. And all of this will be drying things up for the remainder of your Friday. We'll be looking at a pretty nice Friday ahead. Cold front moves through. Still going to be sticking with the mostly cloudy sky, but we'll be drying things out. Friday evening plans good to go. Should be a decent weekend with just an isolated chance for showers and storms each day. We're warming things up as we head into next week in the middle 90s for Monday and Tuesday.
It is Friday morning in Austin, Texas. It is 7:26. We are back on our streaming now, and we're at the end of the work week, Brian. Can you believe it?
It has been a long week.
Are you excited for the weekend?
I am very excited. We've got baseball, we've got softball, we've got finally drying out a little bit.
Yeah, are you with me where we just get to sleep in a little bit on that Saturday? It's just glorious.
What is sleeping into you? Let me just ask this.
Like 6:30.
Yeah, I was about to say, if I make it to 7, that is sleeping in on these hours.
I know, my boyfriend's clocked out. I'm like, ready to start the day. Okay, y'all, we still have a lot to talk about, though. So, of course, we had these storms that have been moving in across the area, and some folks are still in the dark right now.
You know, it's tough to see. We saw this morning at about 4 o'clock, there were down under 7,000 outages with Austin Energy. That's gone back up now because of the storms we saw early this morning. Really a light show as we drove into work this morning at about 3 o'clock. Lightning flashing. This is across Lake Travis. Take a look at that. This is in Round Rock from the Kalahari cam. Thank goodness the water slides are indoors if anyone was sliding at about 5 o'clock this morning. I doubt it. But, you know, maybe some early morning swimmers out at Kalahari. Right now, as you take a look at the Austin Energy map, still 14,258 customers without power, 324 active outages. The biggest one I'm seeing right now is right in Central Austin, just north of the UT campus, with 112 outages, 2,400 customers without power. So that's a lot more people than that, but a customer count of 2,402 right there north of the UT campus. So a lot of people, Hannah, still dealing with this these power outages as we get into the morning hours of sunrise here.
That's right. Austin Energy leaders say more than 72,500 customers lost power at the peak of Wednesday's outages. They said that this ranks as actually the third most severe storm since 2021. Crews have identified 104 broken poles so far, but damage assessments are ongoing. Down utility poles are blocking some roads, as we've been showing you this morning. Fallen trees, a lot of those have brought down the wires and poles in backyards.
Never touch a downed power line, even if it crosses a road or a vehicle. Stay at least 35 feet away from downed power lines and never use an object to move a downed line.
Austin Energy leaders say more than 200 mutual aid crew members, including some from Centerpoint Energy and Encore, all arrived yesterday afternoon to help with this power restoration and the tree trimming. And, you know, Casey, they definitely said it's going to take a couple of days there. And I know these morning storms didn't really help with that. But luckily, you know, not too much damage. But we do have some new down lines because of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, thankfully the thunderstorms stayed below severe limits. So that's what we'd like to see. But nevertheless, probably back some gusty winds passing through some areas. Of course, heavy rain. We have a lot of debris still out there across the area, which, of course, doesn't help things out. Notice so many of us beginning to dry things out across certainly the I-35 corridor. If you're about to head out anywhere from Georgetown to Round Rock, Dripping Springs, Austin, and even Buda. No rain at the moment. We have a little bit of shower activity out near San Marcos right now, but the good majority of this has now shifted out across our far eastern counties. So Lee County, Fayette County, you still have some steady rain coming down, but thankfully not much lightning left over. Giddings still dealing with a steady rain. Lexington starting to dry things out. LaGrange, you're still dealing with a steady rain as well in LaGrange. If you're looking southward, and you may even hear some of the thunder from this thunderstorm that's just to the south of LaGrange County out near the Sublime area and along parts of US 77. But here in the KVUE viewing area, we have since kind of lost the lightning. A lot of this line has tracked off to the east, and I do expect most of this should be out of our area within the next hour and 20 minutes. I put a little tracker on the back side of this line when that'll be exiting far eastern Fayette County, and we're looking about, again, in the next hour and a half or so. And then we've got a drier forecast ahead for the rest of your Friday. Flood advisories still continue in spots for Blanco County, Hayes County, Travis County, and Williamson County through 8 a.m. as we will still be watching for some ponding. Watch out for those low water crossings, but the rain certainly has been a good thing. We'd like to see the rain. Of course, we wish we could take that without the severe storms. We get a break from the storms finally heading into the weekend. This front moves through. It's going to leave us drier as we head into the weekend ahead. 70s out there with the cloudy sky. We lose the rain, but we keep with a good amount of cloud cover today with highs back in the middle 80s. I'll have a look at that updated weekend forecast coming up in just a bit, but right now we've got to check in on the morning commute with Hannah.
Thanks so much, Casey. Glad to see it's going to be quieting down for the weekend after a rowdy couple days. I mean, we are still in full cleanup mode. 7:31 now, seeing some pretty typical slowdowns across the map, but once again, some of those new downed power lines kind of moving through the area here. So still seeing some stop and go in South South Austin, looking a lot better out there. And then involving the fire department, they cleared out of that frontage road. So that issue has been resolved, which is good to see. We still have a power outage here near Hargrave Street in East Austin on 12th Street. So this neck of the woods definitely feeling that today in the dark. 2 different crashes, one north of 290, one south of 290. Looking better on the westbound lanes on 290 if you're coming in from Manor. That incident there is at Amanda Carlson Road. They're still working that. And then this is a trouble point right now, kind of on the cusp of Hyde Park and the Triangle area, not too far from the UT campus. These folks are in the dark right now because of this down line that just happened in the last hour here, just south of Camp Mabry on Mole Drive at Harris Boulevard, just south of the Austin Heart Center. So feeling that today in the steamy heat as you guys are sitting out there in the dark. And as you can see, moving slow. Buda, Manor, Round Rock still have some minor flooding out near the Llano River as well following that incident earlier this week.
I can hear the crews outside of our doors here. It sounds like the cleanup at KVUE is underway here this morning for sure. It's 7:32 now. Thanks for joining us on KVUE Plus with Daybreak Plus. We are 3 months away from the start of the college football season. 92 days, 3 hours, 28 minutes to be exact until the Horns opener at Ohio State, if you were wondering. The Texas Longhorns have announced kickoff times now for 6 games in the 2025 regular season. Season opener, as I mentioned, at Ohio State, as we expected, 11 a.m. It'll be an early kickoff there. Then the home opener against San Jose State, also 11 a.m. That's either going to be on KVUE or ESPN. Texas will play Texas El Paso in week 3. That'll be on the SEC network. The toasty kickoff time for that one, 3:15 on a September afternoon in Austin, Texas. Drink plenty of fluids. Week 4, Sam Houston State, a primetime kickoff. That's a good idea. 7 p.m. That game on ESPN. Plus the Red River Rivalry. That's in October, the second Saturday in October, 2:30. It's going to be warm in Dallas for that one. That's either on KVUE or ESPN. And the finale, the last game of the season, the big one, the rivalry game with the Aggies. Texas and A&M, 6:30 on Friday night, November the 28th, and you will be able to watch that one right here on KVUE. Woo. It's going to be a fun season. EA Sports and Sark is in the game. For the first time, EA Sports, the college football game, adding head coaches to the highly anticipated release of this year's game. Fans can now take the field with digital versions of their favorite play callers, including head coach Steve Sarkisian. It actually looks just like him. Sark joins a lineup of real coaches from across the country, bringing even more realism to a game that's already generating major buzz ahead of its release later this summer. I love that game. It's fun. Sark had a few notes for the game developers. He took to Instagram to critique his in-game look, posting a screenshot with the caption, "Polo with no shades?" Come on. Sark's signature sunglasses noticeably missing from his game character for this year.
I do love those glasses. It's got like the tiniest little stem there. Too funny. And his girlfriend keeps him styling.
He is the stylist, the most stylish coach in all of the land.
We sit on the upper bowl, but I like to try to peek down to see what she's wearing as well. It's always like a fashion thing. It's a lot of fun.
I wonder if they had a baby. I wonder if they'll take the tyke on the sidelines this year.
Little baby Longhorn coming through. All right, y'all, the Dallas Cowboys, because you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, right?
Of course, Hannah. What am I, dumb?
I mean, come on. And I'm a Dallas girl too, so we got to support them. But hey, the social media team recently sparked a fun debate. If you could pit any 2 fictional characters against each other in the ultimate boxing match, who would it be? Here's what they have to say.
The Incredible Hulk versus Doomsday.
Batman, for sure. Strictly hands? I'm going to go Naruto. Batman and Naruto.
First, I'm going to go Peter Griffin. All the scenes where he's fighting the chicken, bro got paused. Bro has hands on the other side. I'm going to go Stan Smith, American Dad. He's in the CIA. Griffin's sneaky, you know what I mean?
Dang, I wanted him to pick Homer for the other one.
That would have been a good one.
Right? They're both like kind of drunk a little bit, yeah.
Big tubby fathers.
Big tubby American fathers. No, this has been a trend though. I saw one the other day. It was Miss Piggy versus Kermit. So all the kids are creating these little AI videos of them versing each other. And I was rooting for Miss Piggy, and Kermit ended up taking,
See, that's not right.
Yeah, that's actually not right. They should be fighting in the first.
Taking the loss there. I like the Muppets. The Muppets, you can think of a few that might be pretty fierce in the ring. Fozzie's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
Gonzo's very hyper. He might be able to
What's the little trash can guy? I like him. The little What is it?
The trash can. Oh, you're talking about Oscar the Grouch?
Oh, wait, did I go into another
Is that
bill?
Sesame
He's still
Street?
Muppet, right? Okay,
Hey,
never mind.
Sesame Street, they could be some fight. Of course, it's easy to go with the superheroes, too.
Right.
But if you put the Hulk in there,
Oh, I mean, come
is
on.
anybody going to be able to compete with the
Yeah,
Hulk?
not really. At this point, it's not a fair fight.
What about KVUE reporters and anchors? Who you got?
Oh, let's see. We're putting Casey up against
Casey
Jessica
versus-
Shaw.
Oh,
let's
wow.
get him in the ring.
That would
ding,
be a
ding,
good
ding,
fight.
ding.
That would be a
She's
good
like, I
fight.
don't like this. Okay.
Not a fighting girl.
You're not a fighting girl. She's our sweetheart.
That would be a good one.
All right, y'all, get ready for a revolutionary reunion.
And the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton.
Ooh, the music's so good. The original cast of Hamilton is reuniting for a special performance at the 2025 Tony Awards, celebrating the musical's 10th anniversary. And Lin-Manuel Miranda, Leslie Odom Jr., Philippa, Sue, and David Diggs, and more will take the stage together for the first time in years. No word yet on what they'll perform, but with Hamilton's record-breaking legacy, it is sure to be unforgettable. The Tony Awards air on June 8th, and I'm sure they're looking forward to that reunion, because when you do those, performances together, you just you become one. Yeah. You become a unit, man. So.
They were so good, and that was Disney Plus when they started to show that. They actually used the original team to be, that's what they recorded, I guess.
Right.
It's second to none. I've seen the off-Broadway version. I haven't seen the Broadway version.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. But you can tell the difference when the originals, especially Lin-Manuel Miranda,
yes,
when he was the head guy, Alexander Hamilton, it was different, right?
I like the music. Yeah, there's a lot of lyrics they have to learn, though. I'm very impressed. I mean, it's just very quick.
Yeah. I haven't seen that musical yet, actually, Hamilton, but I remember when it came to town.
Yeah.
It was when I was living in North Carolina, and it's like the tickets sold out immediately.
Yeah. Yep.
They go quick for that, so I mean, it's got to be good.
You can watch it. Disney Plus, it's
Disney
right
Plus.
there.
Yeah, true.
You'll be singing the songs for days.
Yeah, they're catchy.
After you watch it, that's for sure.
She's like, never seen it. Okay, let's get to the weather now.
She's like, I cannot add a
I
scene.
can't contribute much to this conversation.
Can we give a massive shout out, though, to Casey? You've been doing such a great job.
Yeah, it's been a
since
busy
you've joined our
week,
team.
huh?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's Texas weather, man. They don't lie when it is.
Keeping them on our toes.
It does keep you on your toes. And I mean, this whole week has been just rounds of active weather after active weather. Of course, it all kicked off on Memorial Day. And we've been just socked in with this pattern where we've had several weather systems roll through. Today, featuring the last little bit of that before we start to head into a much calmer and quieter weekend. We've got some showers that are out near the Giddings area, Lee County, Fayette County. You're still looking at a steady rain, but many of us, after we had some very loud thunderstorms roll through again last night, now quieting things down, and we're looking at the last little bit of rain before again we head into a quieter pattern, beginning really now this afternoon for many of us. As we head out into the remainder this morning, this little bit of last rain will start to clear the area, still creating for some wet spots though. Bastrop and just to the east of that on the eastern border of your county, you're still looking at some rain exiting the area. Giddings, LaGrange, Fayette County, still some steadier rain, but thankfully no longer looking at any kind of lightning. Austin area, the I-35 corridor traveling up towards Round Rock, currently nice and dry if you're about to head out for that morning commute. Of course, we have seen rounds of strong storms. Wednesday really was the one that packed the punch, where we had a whole lot of damage across the Austin area. We wish we could take the rain without the damage, but certainly was not the case with some of these storms. The rainfall certainly has been a good thing, though. These are the totals since Monday, since Memorial Day, as this active pattern kicked off. We've had anywhere between 1, 2, 3 inches of rain across some parts. I will say some radar estimated totals in local spots indicating some amounts as high as 5 inches or more over about, again, the past 5 days here. So that's really helped us out in terms of our drought monitor. Now, this drought monitor, it doesn't even factor in the rain that we had Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and also today, of course, but it does factor in last week's rain. And look at the improvements just within the past week. We've seen drought now vanish across parts of Milam County. No longer looking at drought. Most of Lee County no longer in drought or coming out of drought for those areas in yellow. So that now includes parts of Fayette County along with parts of Bastrop County. And look at the exceptional drought. This was last week, and this is what's been plaguing the hill country for really the past couple years. We're finally starting to see even the exceptional drought begin to break up a little bit. That area of deep red has shrunk across portions of Gillespie County along with Blanco County, so all some good signs from this rain that, again, it's come with these strong to severe storms, but the rain has certainly been a good thing. Out the door right now in Austin downtown, cloudy sky. We're drying things out. We're going to see a front move through. I think we'll keep with a good amount of cloud cover still for today, but we lose the showers and storms. Temperatures right now in the lower 70s. We've got a cold front that's just on our doorstep. It will continue to work its way southward through the area as we head into the remainder this morning, and then eventually building behind it will be high pressure for this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we're going to start to see things quiet down with some drier air moving back in. The remainder of your Friday, once this last bit of rain clears out over about the next hour or two, we'll be left drier. Mostly cloudy sky, but any kind of Friday plans you may have should be okay. 20% chance for an isolated storm for both Saturday and Sunday. Most of your weekend plans, though, should be dry. Highs today behind the front, a little bit cooler. We fall back into middle 80s. Overnight tonight should be feeling pretty refreshing. Middle and upper 60s as we kick off your Saturday, which will be a seasonable day for the last little bit of May as we climb back to around 90 degrees. Allergy count, grass low, weeds low, mold at high today. 7-day forecast as we look ahead towards your Sunday. We climb into the middle 90s as we kick off the start of June. That is the start of the meteorological summer. We'll be feeling more like it through the week ahead, keeping it quiet through Tuesday with what could be more of an active pattern returning by the middle of next week.
Okay, a couple quiet days. We could use them. It's 7:42. It's Friday. We've made it. We're pushing. And some of us still in the dark. And once again, some of us have been in the dark for a couple days. Now there's some new batches of folks that are feeling that. And we're focusing right now on this issue here south of Camp Mabry. They're dealing with those outages there just north of the UT campus. And I mean, these crews are working to get these things cleared up. So they've got some help on their side too. It sounds like some folks from Mutual Aid, Encore are all here with Austin Energy to try to get that fixed up. Looking better through South Austin. We can work with this. We got a patch of stop and go, just a little one there, just north of Onion Creek. So pretty typical there. No active crashes though, so we'll certainly take that. And then the Montopolis area, if you're heading out from the airport, heading north up through Montopolis, we just have a left lane that's blocked, and then that right-hand shoulder is also blocked because of a stalled vehicle. Doesn't take much to slow things down around here. Someone could sneeze and we're all stuck. So, and then just north of there, if you keep on moving here into the East Austin area, we have another stalled vehicle, and that's really been the name of the game this week. Our local car companies must be, just popping all these repairmen and stuff because we've had all kinds of issues with these storms. The crash north of Manor cleared up. We still have one just south of there at Blake Manor Road at Briar Creek Loop, and then minor slowdowns in the westbound lanes onto 90. But look at that, Buda, slow crawling into your Friday commute, slowing down Manor, and my Round Rockers, y'all are slowing down as well in the southbound lanes. Some of that stop and go, no active crashes there, but 33 miles per hour.
The Round Rockers. Love to hear it. 7:43. You're watching Daybreak Plus on KVUE Plus. It's time to make you hungry. Waffle Love ATX opened their doors in Round Rock back in March of 2020. Just as the pandemic was shutting everything down, they survived that difficult time with hard work and a fantastic food menu. And they're thriving today thanks to that same hard work and some, look at those, delicious waffles.
Anytime that I start to doubt if this is the path for me or if this is something that I should be doing with my life, a disaster strikes and we just keep making it through.
Waffle Love ATX owner Katie Weber is not kidding. 2 years after opening during a pandemic, a tornado hit just feet from their front door in East Round Rock.
And I have just been really blessed that the community has come out and supported us regardless of pandemics or natural disasters and things like that.
The dough at Waffle Love ATX is what makes the difference.
They're the authentic Belgian waffles that you can get over in Europe. We make it from a yeast dough and we roll them in pearl sugar that we import from Belgium.
You can get sweet or savory, or you can get sweet and savory, which is what a lot of their customers do.
Chicken and waffles makes up 40% of our sales.
Oh, wow.
So that is what we recommend when people haven't been in here before and they're looking for something a little different.
But don't sleep on the sweet.
Our Red Wonder is one of our most popular items. It's one of our original specialty menu items. It's Biscoff spread with our fresh fruit, which is strawberries and raspberries and fresh cream. I have the banana cream pie. Okay. That one has a dark Belgian chocolate inside of the waffle, and then it's topped with bananas and cream.
How great are these waffles? Well, a couple of years ago, they set up at South by Southwest and they served 1,000 waffles a day for 10 straight days.
The police had to get involved to block off the street for us.
What is it?
It's waffle loaf.
I know there's other places that do Belgian liège waffles, and they cook them ahead of time, sometimes even the night before, and then they'll just reheat it, but we do it fresh to order.
The menu items can change to keep up with the seasons. They've had everything from summertime favorites like peaches and cream to a Thanksgiving feast with oven-roasted turkey. Now, if you can't decide, they've got a waffle flight on the menu every day. You can get 3 waffles or 5.
So if you're coming with someone to share, I would recommend the 5 because you can try all of the fan favorites on the menu.
And yes, you can favor them. They are as good as they look. Starting this weekend now, Katie and the staff at Waffle Love will be changing things up a bit. They'll be open Monday through Saturday now. From 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. They'll close on Sundays. But don't worry, if you have a Sunday brunch planned, you can actually go there and buy the dough they use right from the restaurant, take it back to your place and make waffles in your own kitchen. Got a favorite spot? We'd love to hear about it. We're going to be doing these every Friday. These are my favorite things to do. I would do them every day if they let me. Tell us where we should go next. Text us the name of the restaurant and why they're so good. 459-9442. We might head out and feature them right here on KVUE.
I mean, we like to eat in Texas and we got a lot of options, but one note, earlier I was focusing on the Nutella banana, but then we need to talk about the peaches because it is peach season in Fredericksburg. Best peaches you'll find arguably in the country, I think.
And that's what they use.
Put them on the wall.
Fredericksburg peaches. I asked her that.
Like glowing.
I asked her that question. I said, the peaches, I got to ask, are they? She said, yep, they're Fredericksburg peaches.
And you're having.
It's delicious.
Yeah, which ones you like?
I mean, the peaches look good. Biscoff cookies. I love a Biscoff cookie. You go in the airplane, and it's like you get those, and it makes your day.
Yeah, that's true.
The Biscoff cookie spread on a waffle sounds delicious.
It does. That little crunchy cinnamon, like a little ginger snap.
And they don't make them until you order it. As soon as you order it, pop, they fire it up. They put it on there. It's not like it's sitting under a heat lamp. So
Right.
It's fresh.
And the dough to go is crazy town. I love that.
I like dough to go. The cream, whipped cream is all fresh, made right in house.
Oh my God.
They're doing it right over there. I'm telling you, the line's going to be out the door tomorrow. If you're going tomorrow, get there early because it's going to be crowded.
I like that video of the girl at the end. She goes, "What's happening? What am I in line for?" It's Waffle Love.
Right.
10,000 waffles.
You look at a long line and you're like, it's got to be something good. It's got to be something good.
She was right.
And that's Austin during South by because we have so many pop-up events. Just get in line. It's got to be something good.
Get in line.
All right, y'all. He was the runner-up last year now. A North Texas teen has spelled his way into history.
Uh-oh.
Your word is éclairci small.
Éclairci small. ECLAIRCISSEMENT. Éclairci small. That is correct.
I mean, I would follow him into war. I feel like he's got a bright future. He's got a working, good old-fashioned brain. That is 13-year-old Faison Zaki from Allen in the Dallas, Texas area in this year's Scripps National Spelling Bee winner. Oh my goodness, last year he finished in second place, so might as well win it this year. And Tivon Butani, a fifth grader, finished tied for 74th place, made it to the fifth round. He got the definition for flagrant incorrect. He said it was always adapting or constantly in flux. The correct answer is purposely conspicuous or glaringly evident.
Tarini Nandakumar, our spelling bee veteran, finished in 58th place, top 60, misspelled the word Kulmen. I don't even know how to pronounce it. C-U-L-M-E-N. Coleman is how you say it, I guess. It was her, that's how dumb I am. I can't even pronounce the word.
All these kids.
It was her fifth and final time in the spelling bee, so a top 60 finish. That's pretty impressive. Now, they tell us we're going to have to do this now, and I don't know that I'm ready for that.
Our producers like to make us sweat, you little rats.
Right.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Oh, we're being assigned words.
Oh, gosh, what is it?
Emily's here in the studio. She's going to shout out the words for us. All right, Emily.
Your word is proclivity.
Oh, my goodness.
Proclivity. Okay. So pro. We're breaking it down. P-R-O.
There you go.
Cliv. So C-L-I-V-I-T-Y.
That's
Yay!
right.
Okay.
All right, I think we should just end it. Let's just end it right there on a high note.
There we go. Strong.
I have a question. So do you have to give the definition too? Because it said, well, no.
We do, but do the kids have to give it? That's what we're wondering.
That's part of it now,
It says he got the definition of what, flagrant wrong?
Yeah. They're making him do the full definition now?
Definition is crazy.
That's not fair. All right, Casey, you're up next.
We're trying to distract. You're like, I have so many questions.
Push it off.
You got it.
Hope hers is a meteorological word.
Right, yeah.
It better be.
Casey, your word is acre, and I do have the definition.
Acre, as in like
Acre, like the land?
The definition is a ripple or patch of ruffled water.
Oh.
Oh, it's a different kind of acre that I don't know.
That's a tough one. We need some music, so a music bed.
A-C-K-E-R.
Yay.
Oh my gosh! Now I really don't want to go because I'm going to miss it and I'm going to be the dum-dum. Everybody's going to know. A ripple or patch. How did you know that? Did you cheat? You cheated, didn't you?
No.
She cheated. I didn't cheat.
You're stop distracting.
All right, Emily, what's my word? Let's hear it.
The word is gumphosis.
Gophosis?
Gumphosis.
Gum. G-U-M-A-P-H-O. Gumapho. S-I-S. I knew I'd get it wrong. See? What is it?
Gum.
How do you spell it, Emily?
G-O-M-P-H-O.
Okay, you were very close.
That's what I said,
Yeah,
didn't
did
I?
you say that?
You said U, or A, you're U.
G-O-M.
Close enough.
Oh, I think I did have an A. You're right.
He did. He shoved an A in there.
You're right. An immovable articulation in which a hard part is received into a bone cavity.
Oh,
Who
jeez.
here
That
has
sounds-
heard of that word?
Not a hard part of the thing. Okay.
I've not.
If you got one of those, I'm
Not the
sorry.
bone cavity.
Yeah.
That sounds like it hurts, whatever it is.
Well, y'all are smart. I'm dumb. I guess people kind of knew that already. But now we have, justification for that, right?
Kevin, you were cruel and unusual for that one. Okay.
Have we done enough? Have we said enough?
Yeah, are we going back on air or are we're hanging out for a minute? Okay.
Yeah, we've got a cut in. We've got a cut in coming up, but real quick, Texas softball today, or tomorrow against Oklahoma. That's a big one. You can watch it on KVUE at 2:30. Who's going to win the game, Texas or Oklahoma?
I mean, Texas every time.
That's right.
Got to take the Sooners down.
Take them down. And Missouri Tigers, I don't think they're playing tomorrow.
I don't know. To be honest. I don't follow baseball for the Tigers.
No, well, it's a good thing this season. Wasn't a great year. But you know what? Next year's a new year, right?
And we're getting her in the burnt orange this year. We're going to take you to the games. You got to see it. There's nothing like it.
Every time I pass the stadium, I'm like, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
And really the theatrics before, my dad, he insists, he's like, we got to get there at least 30 minutes. You sit down in your seat so you can see the full shebang. Yep.
No joke, I get there 2 hours early. They open the gates 2 hours early.
Yes.
I am in my seat with a hot dog and a cold beverage.
You're ready.
You have to be, because the food lines get crazy.
It's crazy. You have all access to all the facilities. You're all by yourself. And you know what? Only 92 days. 3 hours and 7 minutes until the Ohio State game. What was that, Kevin?
They should
Kevin said stop
instead of the spelling bee, they should give you time until football.
That's right.
Jason,
Sports trivia? Yeah. Let's play that next. Can we play that next?
All right, y'all. Thanks again for watching us here on Daybreak Plus. We've got another quick weather and traffic update coming at you for our TV audience. And thanks so much for joining us here. We'll see you back here in a minute, I think, right? Or I guess we're done with this part. Yeah.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you.
Bye-bye, y'all.